Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Typhoons TV Part 2. I'm your humble host, the Fantasy Typhoon, aka The Mentalist, aka your favorite analyst. And I'm trying to be a legend in this game, as you heard from the intro. You, it's easy to dominate, the mediocre folks in this. It's easy to dominate the mediocre talents and the mediocre fantasy football teams. No, you want to be able to dominate the good ones, the professionals, the experts, the leaders, you know what I'm saying, the guys that's on top. That's when you become a legend. We here to make legends. You know what I'm saying? We here to get you to the top of your game. And I'm back. I'm here to help you. Fantasy Typhoon, look, subscribe. That's all I'm asking. Give me a shot. Give me a shot. Subscribe. Ride with me. Take a ride with Fantasy Typhoon. Let's see where it goes. Give me a subscribe down there and leave me a comment. Good or bad, do what you need to do. Don't hurt me. I'll keep going. Just don't. If you good positive feedback, negative feedback, so 9 times out of 10, the negative feedback, that's your problem, not mine. But I'll listen. If you come at me professional, I'll listen to you. Okay, maybe I do need to do that. Maybe I do need to add this, da 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 da. But hey, at the end of the day, we're here to make recommendations. It's up to you. We're here to give you a piece of my mind, a piece of the typhoon, and I'm putting it in front of you, laying it down. Hi, how are you? Welcome to Typhoons TV, Part 2, Episode 2, in other words. Partake, break bread with me. But the Google of being the Fantasy Typhoon, hit enter. Hey, that's me. That's my whole page. How you find me on Twitter. And I'm also open the Fantasy Typhoon at hotmail.com if you're looking for somebody. You need an addition to your staff at some football site or whatever you do. Hey, give me a shout. I'll listen. I'll listen. But the week 3 dress rehearsal is finito, over. But some good and bad, of course, as always. But the main thing is when you watching these guys, don't have a preconceived. Come in like this. Come in with your eyes closed. Just watch the player. Forget what everybody said on social media. Forget what they said on draft night or whatever. Just you watching. You watch them. You just take a look. They'll tell you if they can play or not. They're talking to you every time they line up. You know how they mess with their gloves. Make sure the gloves on tight. While they're at the line of scrimmage. Hey! Once they take off, they'll tell you. Turn around and hand the ball off, they'll tell you. Make a pass, they'll tell you. Come up, they catching with the hands out, body catching, hands small, they'll tell you. Folks, the player will tell you who he is. He'll tell you if he can play or not. Just look at, he's putting a resume out there right in front of you. He's telling you, all right, can I play or can't play? I need more information. That's all you got to do. And it's easy to spot the ones who can't play. That's easy. It's easy to eliminate guys from your draft going forward. But remember, preseason isn't all what it's cracked up to be, because as far as record wise and as far as transferring, as far as if your team is going to be good or not, I'm not talking no fantasy football right now. I'm just talking to the fan. Let's say if your team goes 4-0 in the preseason. Yeah, don't pop the champagne, because just think, the Cleveland Browns went 4-0 preseason, and the Detroit Lions went 4-0 preseason. And that year, that they went 4-0 preseason. Both teams went 0-16. Fans got bags on their head in the stadium. So, hey, take preseason with a grain of salt. Sometimes it's vanilla. Sometimes, hey, they might do a little something. Sometimes your guy might play with the first unit. Sometimes he might not. Sometimes he might get the ball. Sometimes he might not. Sometimes he might play with the first unit. Well, we don't want to show it right now, so we just keep him with the second unit. We don't want you to start game planning for him now. You don't think he'd start. That's what they're telling you. It could be. Or player didn't catch a pass or didn't get a target or didn't receive a handoff, right? You're sitting there watching the dog. He didn't do anything like Tyreek Hill. Simple fact that, hey, why give him something? We got Mecole Hardman over here to play with right quick. We got all these other guys to try play with. Why even show you what we're doing with Tyreek Hill? You know? Why not? Why show you? So no need to be upset there. They're not showing you. You should be good. In other words, the non-use is actually a good sign that they didn't use him, because now that means they're going to use him a lot during the season. So, kind of just sit back, watch, let the player tell you if he can play or not. Pretty much, mostly is what you're trying to do. Now, if they're coming in with that, like if you're, I hate to tell you, and I'll move on. If your breakout player is playing week 4 this next Thursday, this is actually it's 2:30. I didn't give you a timestamp. It's 2:36, 8/26, 2019, August 26th at 2:36 in the afternoon. If your player is playing Thursday, he might not break out. He might not break out. He might not make the team. So, kind of temper your expectations. But, like I said, I wanted to come back as promised. I'm trying to keep my promises, this time around. The Arizona Cardinals, I was going to come back and revisit that. And I came out before, I did the before video. It's the Arizona Cardinals before preseason video. Now, this is kind of like the Arizona Cardinals after preseason video. What did we learn? Basically, what did they show us? Well, basically they showed us that that's what it's going to do. That's what they're going to do all year, as far as fantasy points, as far as wins, as far as players. I'm talking about different players on the team. Like, instead of just one player like Christian Kirk, it's going to be all of them. The whole thing is flaky, wishy-washy, up and down. That's exactly what you're about. That's what you're buying into. It's kind of like trial, like Amazon. Have you ever signed up for Amazon Prime and did the trial first, the 30-day trial? This is a trial. The team is a trial offense. They're trying something in the NFL. Now, remind you, well, let me put it to you this way. When you look closely after, the 3 preseason games, you can clearly see that this is an experiment. This is a trial. It's going to be up and down weekly performance. What they're doing is they're pushing all their chips into the middle of the table. They're all in. And they're sold out. This is a complete, full-blown college offense. Now, when I say that, now, remember, all 31 teams use some concept of college football. Your Patriots, your Saints, your Chiefs, pulling out that air raid concepts, and they're putting them on display at a high level in the NFL. But They mix in traditional pro set tendencies. They mix in modified West Coast tendencies. They mix in modified spread tendencies. Some case the pistol, the read option tendencies, and they match in the ace W personnel type tendencies, and they mix in the traditional pro set and the traditional West Coast tendencies. So it kind of, those offenses are kind of pulling from each avenue. But the Arizona Cardinals are a full-blown air raid college offense. Everything. As you can see, when Kyler was doing that, even the hype was taken from the college level. You see what I'm trying to say? So this is a complete air raid offense from the college. Everything, the concepts, as far as your run concepts, everything on every down is catered towards a college offense. Now, you know, like I'm saying, it's not new to the NFL, and it's just that an organization as of yet has pushed all their chips into the table and went full blown college air raid version of the offense. Now, when you was looking at them, the reason why I say they're up and down is because you kind of looked at them the first week. You looked at them second week, it was kind of shut down with the Raiders, and you came back last week, you looked at Minnesota, kind of vanilla, but it kind of looked like it was okay. You came away like, okay, boy, there's a shot here, is what I'm saying. And so you look at it, and when you listen to Hard Knocks, you kind of heard what the defensive coordinator said. Get him! We're going to shut this down. I want Kyler. Are they taking Kyler out? They taking Kyler out? Oh, he's still in there? Go get him! That's all defensive coordinators are coming after this new project for the simple fact that defensive coordinators are sick of hearing this new offensive coordinator, phenomenal mind, young, talented offensive coordinator here to shake up the game. Defensive coordinators are sick of this. They are sick and tired of that. They want to kill this trial. So, what did the Raiders do? Raiders came with AB gap pressure, and they put the DBs on the outside. So they took everything outside and then came up the middle, rushed up the middle. And as you can see, what Kyler Murray say to AB, hey, man, why y'all bringing a house on us, man? It's pre-season. Let us breathe. No, defensive coordinator for the Raiders took that serious. So, so they're trying to kill this. So you gotta realize that too. And so, kind of for fantasy purposes, I said all that to say this for fantasy purposes. You gotta be ready for you're signing up for a roller coaster. So like let's say if you're doing like the free trial with Game Pass, for instance, you got your 7 days, you try for 7 days, and if you like it, then you sign up. You do Amazon Prime, you try it for 7 days. For 30 days. If you like it, then you sign up. Kind of like Netflix. Well, let's give it a try. You try it for 30 days, and if you like it, then you sign up. So here's what you do for fantasy purpose. You sit back, let somebody else do the trial for this season, and then you simply sit back and you make up your mind whether you want to buy into this, if this will sustain, or will they clean house and start all over again. This time, GM, everybody out the door, all of y'all out. Head coach, GM, Kyler Murray, all of it. We're just gonna start from scratch again, brand new, all of it, all y'all gone. Don't be the one out there trying to dominate your fantasy leagues with a team that's on trial, that's on a trial basis. So, kind of be aware of of that situation right there, and kind of want to talk on this other topic. I was supposed to on episode 1, but I don't know what. I just forgot. Marquise Brown, and we were talking about the marriage. I know the quarterback. You're looking at the quarterback on the other side, Lamar Jackson, but he's growing. You have to take that in consideration. 2, they're sold out, so they're doing this. That's why he's there. So they drafted him. In other words, you know how if you have a problem, and then you have an answer to solve the problem. They have a problem at receiver. Marquise Brown was drafted to be the answer to the problem. So he's getting the targets. There's your targets. That's where your targets come from. What he's battling with? Chris Moore, Willie Snead, Boykin. Look, Brown is in and out of his breaks quick. He's low to the ground. He has speed. He can catch. He understands zone and man. The dude's ready to rock and roll right now. And when you look at the offense, of course, it's all based on the read option and the run. Right? We know this. It's not a secret. They're going to run the ball on first down. We know this. Everybody knows it. Question is, can you stop it? It's the execution. That's what makes them. That's what makes this offense different. They when you know it's first down, and then they run it and get 6 yards. Then who's imposing their will? The Ravens. So, and if you look at the route concepts, for your tight ends are what? Streaking across. They're slanting. Pretty much everything they do is slants. And what does, we'll talk about your marriage now. And what does Marquise Brown do? Your slants. It's a fit. Thinking of Lamar Jackson coming back, how many reads can he make? Let's be honest. When he has the ball, height, or height, because he's in shotgun, and he's looking. Who is he looking for? His streaking tight end or Brown? So what am I saying? I'm saying they're either going to run the ball, they're either going to throw to the tight end, or they're going to throw through Brown. That is going to be the meat and potatoes. That is the base of the offense. Now, you sprinkle in Chris Moore here, you sprinkle in Snead here, you give Boykin just a little bit of work. But the main meat and potatoes and the whole offensive philosophy is around the run game, the tight end slants, and Brown. You got a good organization, playoff capabilities. They draft well. They're competent on how they do business. So, hey, get your Marquise Brown. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody is talking about Marquise Brown but me. Watch when he comes in. It's going to be slow. It's going to be gradual. They're going to ramp it up. Gradual. I recommend get in now while it's cheap before the train leaves the station. Because Marquise Brown is getting ready to tear this up. I'm telling you now. That's why I love doing these, because I critique myself at the end of the year when I come back and look at it, and then I'll see if I was crazy or do I need to, revise some of my process. Usually I'm pretty good. But it could be wrong. I'm giving you the recommendation. That was my recommendation to you as far as that. And now looking at some more preseason. I forgot to say on the air raid trial, fade everybody for fantasy purposes. Fade them. Let somebody else do it. Now, if you really feel you need a piece of this, take David Johnson. That's about all I can recommend. I can't recommend anybody else. You're gonna get wave sickness, ocean sickness, or whatever they call it. You're gonna need Dramamine or what is that? Benadryl or whatever that is for motion sickness. If you pop one of those when you at your draft, and you draft one of those Arizona Cardinals, Make sure you're taking that motion sickness pill along with it. Sony Michel, dude, ready. Look, the Patriots are one of the offenses that are so unique. That's why you got to be smart. You got to be cerebral to be a part of them. They're looking for a certain guy. And the offensive line can do power, inside, outside stretch, zone, angle. They do it all. Pulling guard, all of it. These guys can run any kind of run concept on the planet and do it well. So you got Sony Michel with Josh McDaniels, once again, a good organization, drafting well, keeping everything as far as your offensive line in play, because they're not going to overpay somebody. They'll replace them with younger talent and keep right on moving. So, man, Sony Michel is ready. You know, you sit there and let everybody else worry about Damian Harris all they want. You see Sony Michel there, especially in the, fifth round? Take that all day, every day. They are morphing into a run game to kind of preserve Brady. They're starting to preserve Brady now. And they getting ready to run the ball. And Sony Michel is the main cog that's going to make that wheel turn. All right, I know about his knees and da-da-da. Pick him up and run him. And then prepare for the knees. I didn't forget my superflex guys. My superflex guys, your up-and-coming quarterbacks. You might want to just go ahead and see if you probably can't get Daniel Jones right now. You missed that train. And, I mean, that's fine for the simple fact that you really don't know how that's going to pan out because he really hasn't faced a team that's really going to game plan for them yet. You know, my number one, what I look for, my first critique or my first box that a rookie or a second-year quarterback has to check is pressure. I haven't really seen him under pressure. When you got out there, you got Von Miller coming, you got Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, you got Aaron Donald, you know, you got those guys breathing down your neck. And your guy isn't out of his break yet. There you go. That's what I want to see right there. I've seen it from Haskins. Check. I'll rock with Haskins. Now, let me give you some guys that you might not be aware of in your superflex. You might want to start finagling and start making some moves and just start keeping your eyes open, in other words. Because, look, I like to give them to you while it's cheap. This is all the whole point of Dynasty is buying a rising asset at its cheapest point, selling at its apex. That's it. That's what Dynasty is. That's simple, and that's what we're here to do. You know, to give you those nuggets and tools to help keep you in front. Period. Legends, baby. We're here to be legends. We are legends at this. Chad Kelly. Start looking. Injury comes in and, you know, don't want to tell you to pick him up yet because then now you're just clogging. He's going to clog. But once that injury comes in, or if an injury comes in, yeah, pick him up. Pick him up. I can't even think of Andy Dalton's backup. Pick him up. Pick him up. And finally, Rudolph. Big Ben's backup. We know Big Ben likes to, you know, take 2 weeks off. Rudolph, pick him up. And Rudolph is going to once he enters the game, he's going straight to James Washington, not Juju. James Washington might be the number one wide receiver for the team during the duration of Mason Rudolph, because you know exactly where he's going to his homeboy. Yeah, it's just the way that is. Juju be over here, hey man, throw me the ball. James Washington double coverage. He's already done it. He's proved it. It's already on film. He's throwing to James Washington. That's his boy. That's how I go. But, just wanted to pop in and out, basically try to keep my word and promise, and, just kind of talk about the Arizona Cardinals and the fluky trial basis of the air raid offense to the NFL. Let somebody else do it. You sit back and watch. Let somebody else do it. If it blows up, fine. It's all right. You can get it next year. As far as redraft, but as far as dynasty, then you can start. All right. I'd rather you pay. If you're gonna pay for something solid. If you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Don't just buy to be buying, and then dog. I bought an asset that's declining. That's the last thing you want. To buy a declining asset. So hold off, dynasty. Don't buy anything from that offense. My recommendation is I would rather take your best interest. Be malpractice if I don't put your interest in front of mine. I have a fiduciary duty to take care of your needs before mine. And I would hate to see you go out, spend ones and ones, your first round picks on some of these people, some of these folks, just because it seems good and next thing you know, you fussing and cussing, because somebody didn't actually put it out in front of you. Now that you heard the information and you go do it, then you know what to expect. So when it starts getting fluky, you're taking your Benadryl, you're taking your whatever it is, you take your motion sickness pill, then you're like, all right, at least Typhoon told me. That's all we're here to do, man. We're here to keep you in front. We're here to keep you informed. We're here to make you legends. We're here to let you dominate your fantasy leagues. Look, all I ask, man, hey, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe, comment. That's all I'm asking. All right. Once again, it's been second episode, TYPHOONS TV, and Google to being the Fantasy Typhoon, a.k.a. The Mentalist, a.k.a. your favorite analyst, the legend. Don't just win. Dominate!